Hey, what's going on, everybody? Noah from Chuki Barbecue. Today, I am cooking the hottest trend on social media, smoked queso. Just remember, if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit that bell to get notifications. We're cooking all sorts of things. Everything we do is on the grill. Appreciate you following along. So first and foremost, I've got to give a shout out to Doug from Rogue Cookers, who's the one that started this trend a long time ago. It's just picked up over the last month or two. But guys, smoked queso is amazing. There's a couple different things that I do from that original recipe that Doug put out that's super good, but most notably, I don't use Velveeta cheese. I prefer to use kind of real cheese in here to still do a couple things to get that creamy flavor. And another thing is, I'm not a big fan of cream of mushroom soup, so there's no cream of mushroom soup in the recipe that I do. But just a few simple ingredients, you can have a super simple, delicious queso dip. I've made this a couple times over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I still have a craving for it today. Everyone that's had it has loved it. So let's get into it. Really simple ingredients. I'll show you how I do it. So the base recipe that I like to do is going to be a 3 cheese base. We're going to start with 8 ounces of white cheddar, 8 ounces of mild cheddar, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 2 cans, these are about 14-ounce cans of diced tomatoes and green chilies, including the juice. That's 1, that's 2. A pound of chorizo sausage. This sausage is already cooked. I also strained it. You want to try to get as much of that grease and fat off of this as you can. Otherwise, it's just going to rise to the surface when you cook this in the smoker. A jar of diced chipotles and adobo sauce. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. Like I said, I don't like to use cream of mushroom. I don't like to use Velveeta, so this is going to add to that creaminess. I have 2 cups of whole milk, and we're just going to dump this all in here right now. So there's a couple tips that you can do to make sure that you get a nice creamy base for your queso. The first one, leave the cream cheese and the regular cheese out on your counter for at least an hour to warm up a little bit. Also, shredding the cheese is going to help. Those 2 things, letting it warm up and shredding it, are going to let it just melt even easier when we throw it on the smoker. The other tip that we're going to do is we're going to squeeze 1 whole lemon into this. The acidity from the lemon is going to help make sure that you get that really creamy texture when the queso and cheese start to melt. If you've ever had fondue before, oftentimes they'll put white wine in fondue. The alcohol and the acidity of white wine help with that. So we're just going to put the juice of 1 whole lemon, and you can see it's not a very big lemon. We're going to drop that into here. We're just going to kind of spread it around. This is now ready to throw on the smoker. Grill's preheated to 225. I like to start at a little bit lower temperature because the more gradual that you melt the cheese at a lower temp, it's going to be a little bit creamier. Plus, you get a little better smoky flavor at 225 than starting off really hot. So we've got this guy here, and we're just throwing it right on. Now that this is on the smoker, we're going to let it go for 20 or 30 minutes. Then we'll come out, stir it up. This will probably stay on here for about an hour, but we'll keep an eye on it, see how it looks. queso was on the grill at 225 for 30 minutes, and then I came out and I bumped it up to 350. Now I'm going to take my whisk. This will help break up the cream cheese. We're just going to whisk this up, make sure everything's combined. One thing you'll notice, the consistency, it's a little bit runny. If I want a true queso, I want a little bit thicker, a little bit, you know, a little more oomph to it, if you know what I mean. So I've got a tablespoon of cornstarch, a little bit of water. I'm just going to add that in here. Just going to take a fork. Then we're just going to take this, pour it in there. Continue to whisk, and you'll see that this will thicken up perfectly for us. This looks and smells amazing. Just a couple things we can do to take it to the next level. We're going to use some of this Mexican table cream, and I like to take that. Just a little drizzle. This stuff's so good, you don't need to hesitate to go light. Just like that. And then we've got some cilantro. Only thing left to do is to taste this. Shout out to my friends at Don Poncho for their chips. Just come in here like this. So good. A little bit of kick to it. Creamy goodness, deliciousness. Smoked queso. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. Do this. It's a delicious trend on social media. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow along. Appreciate you.